Welcome, everyone. Uh, just a quick one before we start building our dashboard. We have to know certain things before we start building the dashboard. First, we need to check who needs this report on our sales performance dashboard. We also need to understand the others, the executives, management, or analysts that also might need your report. So we also need to understand what are the current needs and concerns that should be covered in each page of our dashboard. For this session, we would only have to create one of the dashboards that will make up other 5 to 10 other report pages. So we would also be concerned about how will this report be viewed. Are they going to be viewed by via mobile, desktop, and even in certain times it is viewed using PowerPoint. So we need to put all of this into consideration before creation of our dashboards. Then also we need to focus what are the key things the management or stakeholders are interested in seeing in each of our dashboards. So in this case, management wants a top to bottom tracking sales performance record that they can see daily tracking, weekly tracking, and also they can also see monthly and yearly tracking. So these KPIs they come from daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. So that's like a drill down of what we focus on. So let's dive straight into building our dashboard and see you there. So first, we need to import our data. The sales data was shared to the team and will be available to anyone who needs it. First, I need to import uh, the folder for the sales data, get data, click on more, go to folder, find the path to which you saved your data. My data is stored in PC, new volume, cheat, that's my name. Data analytics, playbook, series, sales. Yeah. So that's the folder that contains the data we're trying to work on. So one thing to note is that before you start importing a data, all the headers of this information stored in each of the CSV files or the Excel files need to be the same so that there won't be any conflict when you're trying to combine and load. So at this point, we would have to combine and transform data so that we can as well view the information we are trying to work on as well. So while we wait, yeah. So this is it. Okay. Can just go through if everything is in order. Okay. It has to come up. So this is it. We still have other information we'd like to bring into this sales data. We have the regional managers table, we have product table, and a whole lot of others. So we have about four more tables or three more tables to bring in, and they are stored as CSV. So we'll do this. Uh, they are also stored in the same folder, almost the same folder. So let's bring in the dimension for store summary first. So here we just view OK and see how it comes out. Yeah. So it's here already. We bring in the others as well. So this also needs certain uh, arrangement. So if you see the headers, we need to promote the headers. We have promoted the header for this table. We go to the next import. We have brought in store regional. We now need product table. Go through this. Okay. Finally, we have the regional store managers table. So each of these tables have the function. The sales table gives us sales data daily, and the dimension store summary gives us the store summary data, the kind of size of store, their location by region, and the store name as well. Then for the regional managers, it just gives us the summary of what's what region the regional managers cover, their names. While the product summary gives us a summary of what these products look like and whether they are served as a combination or if the unit cost is also given as well. Then the regional managers table also does something here. Now shows us also the store IDs where we can actually match the regional managers to the stores that are under them to cover. So after this, we close and apply. Have to wait a little bit for the data to load. Patience is a virtue. In our case, a lot of uh, data have their proper types, except in some cases. Um, Along the line, if we need them, we'll also change them if they affect our analysis and reports. Another good thing is we could see the relationship between all tables as Power BI help us to do that without too much trouble. So next, we'll run to our model view to check out our tables if they are well arranged. This is a one-to-one, and we should keep it that way. Okay, seems everything is okay here. So let's move on, guys. For now, the first thing I do when I get to my dashboard is try to increase the size of the page I'm working on. So I move to custom, change this to 1080 and 1920. So you don't really need to do this if you don't want to. It's just a ritual. Next thing I do is get my shapes, get them ready. This is one of it. So the shape, style of the shape, we want to use white 10% darker, and we don't need borders. So that's all for this. Control copy, control paste, because I need to use this as well. Copy thumbs up. Yep. So I am doing this now. Next, we also don't need borders. Okay. The shape, the rounded corners, let's make it 10. So what I do now is group both of them. Next, I already have images I've downloaded for this. So what we can do now is bring them in. First, I bring in the Kentucky Fried Chicken logo, which I said we were using as case study. It's also for us to know that we have no affiliation with Kentucky Fried Chicken. This is just a project showing how sales work in the industry. So next, I just want one more. So that's it. So I'm going to adjust the sizes of each of this. Would use them as page navigation, data run. So let's make this 60, size of this 60, routing, 65 over 50, 50. So it's a little bit smaller, better. Do the same here, 65 over 50. That's it, good. So we can space them out a little bit. That's that. So I'm going to copy group for now because I don't want this to move. Next, we have to start building a dashboard one piece at a time. What do we need now? We need a date table. It is extremely important in any dashboard you're creating that you start off with your date table. So have to create the table. We have to create a table. New table. First, let's call it date table. would have to use the calendar function. You should know when your uh, the date on your data starts from. Ours started in 2023, 01, 01, 01. That's first day, 2023, and uh, go again for the last day, which is 2026. So we made futuristic data because of one of the matrices we'll be trying to look into, which is daily sales. So we made some futuristic information about that. So that's it for building our data table. See, came with the hierarchy. But aside that, we still need other columns in our data table, such as day of the month. We still have need month. We still, so let's go to creating year first. Let's start from top to bottom. So let's create year, create a click column inside of it, call it year equal to year. That's it. Call up date table, not this here, date. Close our brackets. So this will help us to have our year separate. We'll also do same for months. For months, create another column, call it month, equal to. This time we use the format function. We call our date table again, and date. Now this time it depends the format of the month and how you want to call it. Keyboard has been so I want to call small. This is for month. Next, we need to create a month number. Why we need this is certain times you see certain plot, you notice it is not well arranged. So the month number will help us to arrange that. So let's go on number equal to month. This time month function date table, this guy. That's all we need. So what we do now, we click on month, go to the sort by column, column 2, and after creating that for month, we move to creation of the day. Values will be needing. Need day month, day month, column. After creating that for month, we move to creating for days. So first create the first column we create is the thing month function, thing the the days months in function. And this is how we go about it. The uh, we use our table. This guy always. So after that, we create for the day of week. Create another column for day of week. We need this function. We need this column to actually day of week. You see why we are creating all of this time. So just follow along. Math, column day table again. This time we want the days of the week to actually format we're using. Now we need um, a day of week. See, let's see how it looks like. That's one way to confirm what you've done. Oh, date table. So we'll link the date table to our data. Our other dates rather, not data, please. So link the date table to other date. Click this just to view. Yes, day of week. Notice it is not well arranged, so we also need a day, uh, week number or day number. Let's call it like that. Day number to arrange it. So create another column. Day number. Day number will be weekday function. Yes. Day table. Don't forget that. Day table. Day table. Date. Now, depending on when you want your week to start, one is if your week starts on Sunday, two is on Monday, just like that. So this is one, and and so my week starts on Sunday. So what we do here is take day of the week sorted by column with day number. That's done. I want us to go back to our transform data. So every day we will have to do this because if we don't want to spill over on our information, we would have to do this. So if we want our daily sales reports, go to Power Query and just it's just little. Come here, we want to filter date between. So like I said, we have to filter from when we started. Very easy. When the data started in 2023, 1st of January to today. And today is 10th. So this is it. So this is what just to apply that so that you wouldn't be having data for tomorrow on your report. Like I said before, we have kind of like have a spillover. So there are data for the subsequent months in 2026 January as well. So hold on a little bit. After this, we start creating our functions. Start creating our functions. After this, we start creating our measures. And we'll start with our daily sales measure. So here we go. I want to start creating other measures. So after it's done, we need to start creating our measures and I want to create a table for our measures. When to enter table in the home tab. Um, I'll name this hash. My keyboard has changed it. Set this hash. Inside of this, let's start by creating a measure for our total sales. Uh, New measure. Now, can call it total sales. It's just the sum. Now, Don't forget we have our sales table and we need to use the net sum in this case. So that's just all we need for this. And now we can delete this guy. So I want to name this sales measure. So just helps you to know that whatever measure you're having here can be for sales to help. So next, we are going to get sales data. So today, we need another measure. Call it today sales. And come today sales will be, let's use the calculate. Total sales over the date table. Don't forget about date table, table, date. When it is equal to the today function. So that's how we create our sales for today. Now, we need also sales for yesterday. Sales for yesterday is almost same like this. We need to take out today's sales and copy it like this. So put yesterday's sales and we include today minus one. That's just the only difference. Today minus one gives us yesterday. So invariably we've created one measure that we really need in our analysis. And next we need to create the percentage difference. To do that, we need to create another measure, call it percentage of today versus, call it yesterday. What should be inside of it will be divide function. Today sales and brackets first. Today sales minus yesterday sales all over yesterday sales. So this is sales calculating this and should be in percentages. So let's use this first. Bring today sales. We'll use the card this card. So why did we create this function, this measure? And this function and I don't know why. So want to add this measure to our reference labels. That's why we created it. So if you see, we have added it here. It means that we are actually having good day. We are already 39% higher than what we did yesterday. So it's a good way to look at it. Let's arrange this properly. First, go to the card and change this, the color to this. We should always think about visibility. Visibility is really important. Visibility in terms of who is viewing this report, how would they view it, will it be nice for them to view it? So that should help us. Now go to the reference label instead of making it a list, make it a table. So you see, we now have the label separate from the value. So what next? We centralize it so that it be in the center. Okay, in our reference label, can adjust the label title, change the cost from custom to just versus yesterday. See, that's reflected. Probably we add colors, make it darker. Add colors to the values, value section, change the colors from want to use rules and want to be sales. Sales should be based on our sales measure, based on today versus yesterday. So can use a negative value because certain times you get negative numbers. And to zero, what should be here should be red. Let's use this red here. From 0 to positive high number because sometimes you get very positive high number. So let's use a green column for that. That's that. So I need to get something here. Color coding is of the green so that we don't have different colors. So I'm writing it down so that I can use it anytime I want to write it down to use it. So this is it. I don't think I'll make too much adjustment right now because of the video, so it doesn't get too long. I want to create another column measure for sales yesterday versus the previous day. Now, what have we what have we achieved with this? We have achieved to check sales, current day sales. It is actually important certain times that you track what's happening around your location. So this can enable you to track current sale trends by day. So next, we are going to copy paste. Okay. Now our concentration should move to sales from yesterday. So this is what we did yesterday. Um, we need another uh, measure that will help us to calculate day before yesterday. So what can we do there? We create another measure. What we are interested in, what we're interested in is change this to -2. So to -2 is the cell before is the cells that we call it. We're going to create another measure for the percentage difference. Yes, it's a lot of work. So, so percentage of yesterday versus the before. So this is what we call it. Use the divide function. Divide function brackets. So yes, the cells minus before yesterday cells and all over before yesterday cells. Yes, that's it. So this will help us have the percentage difference. Made it the percentage here. So we'll actually do same thing here. Put the reference label, push yesterday for this. Good. Uh, let's adjust the names. So versus so it should be versus previously previous. This is what we going to keep. Next we go to the value. We want to still use same color codings like we used before. Yes, versus this, make this 0, use the same values, just use -1000 plus there. So use that 0 here, and this side is 8000 plus, depending on what you want. Then remember our green column. It is 3, 5, B, 7, 8. So that's the color coding we used earlier. So see, we are negative. That means for the previous day, we were on negative yesterday. So next we arrange our callout. This yesterday's centralized. Good. Now let's move to our week to date. Yeah, we are moving quietly. Week to date is actually very, very long. Our week to date, we need to quickly measure. Week to date equal to. So first of all, we need to create a variable. We need to call that variable today date, and with it equal to today function. Today function. Next, we create another variable. I'll call it start of week. What we're going to do here is pass today date that we've created function post. Yes, minus weekday. Yeah, bracket again today date. Yeah, and don't forget we are starting on Sunday for our week. We add one Monday to it. Now this starts on Sunday and continues to add one more day as we go about our calculation. Go to return and also calculate again. This time to two cells. Two cells between date between yeah our date table. Don't forget this guy. Our start of week. We created already. week or today. Something. Okay, this should be it. Close one, close it. That should be it. So I already created this earlier. So that's why it's like this. So for the previous week, so we have sales week to date. Now we also need sales week to date for the previous week. We just need to do a little bit of tweak to what we have here already. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste sales week to date. Okay. Sales, let's call it sales previous week to date. So here we're going to change this to start of previous week and not start of week. So previous week. Now we'll change this to -6. So we are going backwards this time and not forward. -6. Then we need another variable. Another variable before that variable help us for end of week. Help us to end. So we have putting a stop gap to previous week date. So equal to be our start of previous week. Start of previous week plus 6. So change this to start of previous week, and that's it. We're done for the previous week. So you can go through these measures and use them for yourself as well. Next, we have to now get the percentage difference. Yes, for each measures we've created, we get their percentage difference. So percentage of yes, week to date versus previous. Okay, so it's our divide function. And here we have sales week to date, week to date. Okay. Sales week to date minus It's previous. Previous to date, previous. That's right. And make it a percentage. So let's create another. So let's take this out, bring our week to date value, go to reference labels, go our week to date values there, should be negative. So do the same thing we did before, change the names. That's a previous week. Make it more visible. Go to the values. Hope you haven't forgotten. Previous week. Use the rules. Use a negative value. Zero should be red. Euro 0 to 1000 plus. Don't forget we're using saved claim values. Let's use the same word. Now let's go to call out. Make sure this is centralized. With fit. Next, we've been able to now create something very interesting, and management can look to using these values to know exactly what's been happening today, yesterday, week to date. Now let's go over to month to date. In month to date, we'll be looking at two values. The first one will be looking at the month to month, and also looking at month to date. So let's discuss why month to month, the previous year, and um, month to date. Okay, we'll look at month to date. Okay. So now let's go over to month to date. Month to date values would have two month to date values to look out for. First, we look at month to date and month to month last year versus month to date, month to month the previous month. I know it's confusing. It's also confusing me as well certain times when I make that assumption. So what we mean is month on month is more like since we're in January, we're talking about the previous month, which will be December from last year. So month to date, the last year is talking about months to date of January last year. So we'll be looking at those two values when we are using the month to date. measures to check. So let's create that immediately. Make a new measure, measure sales on to date. In here, what we'll do is we use the calculate and calculate. We use our total sales, not today sales, guys. And on to date has a function date on to date. Look at it there. Don't forget our date table. And easy peasy. So we've created a function for month to date. And next, we want to be able to create, by the way, these functions. I've been using other programming languages, so I tend to always call functions. So please forgive me. I'm creating measures, not functions. So let's also create month date of last month. So let's take some of this. Let's copy this, creating a new measure. So this will be month on month. That means the previous month, sales month, so that it doesn't confuse us. But it should be month on month for the month to date comparison as well. So same period last month. That's what we are looking at. I still need to add month to date so that it doesn't confuse both of us. Um, so what we're doing here is adjust this, and we use the date add function, and comma -1 and month. I created visual. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Month to date, date. Total sales. Sphere. Oh, it's this bracket. We were not supposed to close this, all this. Yeah, so that's it for sales month to date for last month, which is also called month to month. So we want to also do for sales month to date of last year. Yeah, it's confusing me too. I know it's confusing you too. So in real time, get used to using these things. Sales month to date. Don't forget, we are now looking about last year. Last year. So what we have to change is now take out all of this. Don't need them anymore. Take out all this and we use the function same period last year. Last year. So this is it. Okay, let's let's try to track. Oh, I need this. Don't need that. So we are good. Next, we need two um, performance measures. So let's go straight ahead. Let's start with percentage of uh, month to date versus month on month and add bracket uh, month to date minus month on month bracket month on month. So this is it. Next, almost something previous previous measures. This is this is month to date last year. This is it. The same month to date last year. Enter. Oh, forgot to change the date last year. That is it. So this is it. Let's move forward to how this okay, let's make our arrangement like we used to before. The titles, let's do this custom to this month. Okay, you can say previous month. It's good you have clear namings of your the names of sorry, your variables so that it doesn't get confusing to people because you're not the only custodian of the reports. You will have to share this with management. So this is versus last year. So let's leave it at versus last year. So make this better. Now values. Same thing we did before. Don't forget this is for month to date last year. So whatever function we are looking out for. There are other ways to go about this, but for now, let's just stick to what we have. So this is negative 1000, 0. This is red, new 0, positive number, as high as 1000. So don't forget our color coding 35 BB78. So that's it for green. Voila. Go again to the next one. Make sure this is row sales measures. Now this is month on month negative value. This is red. Euro 0 and positive value. So don't forget you have 35 BB78. This is it. Next, move over to call out. Make sure everything is as should. I'm not making so much argument on this so that I don't spend too much time. So finally, we'll now get to the last measures for the year to date. Currently, since we're in January, our year to date values will also be same as our month to date values because our year to date currently is still the same thing as month to date. So it's just as it is for now. So let's go to year to date values. So we say sales year to date. Put it in Power BI has these functions first. So total sales over date, year to date. And now don't forget our date table and close that. Easy peasy. This is for our year to date. So now we'll also look at the comparison should be year to date last year. Year to date last year. For us to get that, us to get that, we need to use the same period last year function as well. So to do this like this, last year, plus this, same period last year. That should, that should do it. Yes, that's it. We have our next measure should be to calculate the percentage difference. So we can say percentage difference of year to date versus last year. So this is it. So 5 year to date last year. 8 minus year to date last year. Year to date last year. So this is it. And from here onward, our, our dashboard is almost done. So this is what we'll do. Copy paste. Copy paste. Take our year to date value. Like I said, the year to date value will be same as our month to date as our month to date for now. Go to reference, label, and it's 70% different. Let's also adjust the label. Color. Okay, value if not on this yet. Rules. Select our year-to-date percentage. See value. 0. Red. 0. So it was the line number. Yes. Forget 35 BB78. That's it. So next, go to our callout value. Callout. Want to make sure it is. This is it. So whatever is left for us to arrange this dashboard properly. So which would come to in due course of time. But for now, let's forge ahead. So we have to understand that whoever we are reporting to, especially in teams, they still like to see figures. So let's give them one table. Use so let's create a table. This table should be for the regional sales managers and how they are performing, and as well so that we know who would be holding on to if something isn't going well in their regions. So due to the team knows those regional managers properly, so we find out that in most cases they are once held accountable for slow sales or poor sales in a region so that they can actually improve those sales. So what we do here is we go to the regional manager's name. Yes, this is it. First of all, let's use this as a tabular table. The style should be good here. Good. So what next do they want to see? All the functions we have our today's sales value. After that, the difference in percentage today versus yesterday. We also want yesterday's sales value versus the day before that. Now, not the day before that, we need the percentage values now. Yesterday versus the previous day. So we also want to show the week to date sales. Yes, yes. Then we should also the week, the previous week, percentage difference of the week to date. Next, we want to also show the month to date sales. Yes, this time I want to also show the month to month difference and the month to date last year difference. This is quite informative, so it should be something they come and just view so that they will know performance across board. Lastly, our sales year to date and percentage difference. Really interesting. Now we have to work on the namings. So this is regional managers. Manager. So we have today's sales. Can leave the namings like they are, but just adjust those which we want to yesterday versus previous day this time. Because somebody has to understand fully what each and every week to date versus previous week to date, week to date. Sales month to date versus month on month. I'll put previous month because we don't want people to get confused. So this is so there will also be time for you to discuss your um plots, your dashboards with management. So it's important that you also align them to what you built, and that is it. So I also want to add grids to this. Another way to differentiate this is adding separate colors to separate the um, insights on the. So take this out to black, global font. I want to create a global font. Let's make it so. Okay. Row padding. Good. So next, uh, for now, I think I should let this values. Let's work on values. Still have some space. This is it. So this is it. For now, let's just work on the uh, report. Later, we'll start adding some other things to it. Go to specific columns. Sorry, cell elements rather. Now, want to go to every percentage. Have to add icons. So what I need is this. Pick up tool, change this to numbers. Just like we did before, minus negative number down to 0, from 0 down to positive number. Okay, good. So if it's positive, it goes up 0. This is a negative number. Why I use the negative number there is because sometimes you might not have sales in a particular day. The values might shoot to negative 1000 or thereabout percent. So you need to cover all loose ends. So we do the same thing from month to date previous And this is just we trying to make our thoughts beautiful. Take this out. Number, number. This is negative value. Zero, zero, and okay. And we do another one. Collect that, of course. Okay, this is 1 hour, 30 minutes. I see they build that for Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I won't finish. Let's move forward to the next one. Select a different style. Take out the middle values, negative value here. That is above 1000. Change this number, zero, zero, max, zero here, number, positive value that is greater than 1000%. Voila. Looks like magic, but it's your not magic. Let's do this for the last time. Take this here number, zero, number, zero, number, number. So this is what we have currently. Now let's we've focused on sales for quite some time. Let's also focus on something a little bit very important, not a little bit, something very important. We'll talk about the quantity values that have been sold or volume sold of the, these items we sell. So for this, we won't do much. Go to sales, uh, quantity sold. This is it. Let's use the tree, the composition tree for it. Okay, keep it large enough so that we can. So next, we want to bring in categories. Yeah, let's bring in the categories. Let's use the distribution by categories. So for that, we need to go to all products. Let's open this category. Yeah, category. We also want to move it to the subcategories. The subcategories. Where the subcategories. Let's add this. And this is it. Good. Let's also add how each and every region sells these products by their subcategories. So it also informs management to find out which regions are doing better. So we've added the regions. Good. Now let's go to settings. We want to format our visuals, make it look nice, make it look good and interesting. So let's start with the names. Volume sold. Volume sold. So because of what we are doing currently, I will like to filter this page by current year we are on. So what we'll concentrate on is just 2026 for now. So, oh, I just crossed midnight. So let me show you why I put that stop gap before. It would be very interesting to see this. I just crossed midnight and let me open up and use the next day as our value. So it will be very important for you to notice that each day for you to see values of the previous day, you need to do this. Very interesting. Across midnight and changed. Wow, wonderful. So let's go. Uh, this sorry, not that. Sorry, let's change it to filter this. Start over again. Be sure to take out the applied steps because it fluctuates certain times. This is not a usual condition. So why we did this was so that we can see what it's like to have live sales show on our dashboard. So close and apply. Once we close and apply, just hold on for the magic. Hold on for the magic. Sales week to date and today's sales. See, our yesterday sales, which was what we sold as previously today, have now moved over here because of that refresh we did. Interesting. Hold on a little bit more. Yeah, this is what it's like. Let's check what's in what's it, week today values are given issue. Let me see where the challenge is coming from. What's this? Today's show that today, today, start of the week. Today date minus weekday. Today date don't calculate. Total sales is between the start of week. I think this column is different start of week. Should be prepared, prepared for start of week. Date, hold on. There wasn't an issue. I forgot. We have entered the new week, guys. Oh god. So this is what it's like. See me trying to correct an issue where there is no issue. It's an intelligent dashboard, and I forgot it's an intelligent dashboard. That's the major reason why we were building it, so that you don't have to uh, make changes or anything. It's an intelligent dashboard. That's the essence of having the dashboard. Oh my god, this is really something. I got undone by my own uh, my own dashboard. I was looking for something I need to. So we just started a new week, so it's counting this Sunday as week to date. Oh my God, two things have happened now, and you see why we are creating intelligent dashboards that help you to maximize time. Oh, crazy, really crazy. This is crazy. Oh my God, really crazy. How did I not notice that on time? Really crazy. Oh my God. So let's continue by adjusting our names. So our dashboard has a theme to it. It will not be nice to use other colors, subcategories, colors that are not within our theme. Our theme lies within the green, uh, the red, and the black. So we have to adjust that with this same chart here. So we have our region. So if I adjusted it, I'm going to lock this. Doesn't move about. So what do we do next? Try to arrange this. Let's start with three. Uh, Space, dense, prefer dense. So filter, highlight, collapse. No, that way. So connectors, rounded, good. Selected lines, let's leave this selected lines to our green. Color coding of the 35BB78. So it shows which is connected. We moved it to color green. Now unselected still stays how it is. Let's go to our bars. Our bars, we won't use maximum level, it should be on parent node. Parent node is showing you how much each is drawn from the parent node. So, uh, so this is the child of this. This is the child of this. This is the child of this. So this is the parent of this, parent of this, and parent of this. So that's how it goes. Positive bars. This is where we change it to red. So let's say like that. Negative bars should have in red. We wouldn't have negative values, so we can leave it as it is. Can be negative quantities, so because QSRs don't take returns back and they don't record those returns as negative values in themselves. So to me, hard to get that value here. So we can leave it as it is. Next, as category label, let's give it a little bit of push for visibility. Now the values Display units, let's leave them in thousands and give it a little bit of a push, color wise, and also by font size, so that it will be very visible. Good. Let's add to 2 degrees decimal places. That's cool. I think we should leave this as it is and move over to something else. So let's move over to something else. Still in quantity sold or volume sold. Next. In volume sold, we have volume sold by items based on the fact that these items by volume sold, we have volume sold by items based on the fact that these items were sold in combination with other items in stores, or they were sold uh, as a single uh, item. So I want to check how those values display. First, we need to take all this out. We need to do more chart proportion. Let's make our way to the product summary to this combo. That's what we're looking for. Good. So true and false. I want to change this to values that could be used or seen easily. So let's go to Power Query and make some changes. So this is the product summary table. So we want to change it from true or false, make it a text. Replace this, replace this value to find true, change it to combo. Let's make it combo meal. Sounds better. Oh, I made a mistake. I made an error. So it's true combo. If I do this, let me take out the previous. So combo. Next, we also replace with false. So we've done this. Uh, let's go see what it looks like. So